Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Palette the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another issue of White Dwarf magazine. It's issue 457, but before we jump into it, as per usual, if you like these videos, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and drop a comment down below. It is greatly appreciated. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it. Right then, this month to start off with, we're going to have another look at the contact section. So of course these are the photos and submissions that people have sent in to good old White Dwarf team. So there's some really cool looking models on here. So you got an Intercessor Sergeant, which is pretty damn cool and it looks really nice, and you've got that Loon Boss on a giant cave squig, which is really good as well as some people who, what they seem to have done is used the spare sprues to build buildings, which is actually quite a cool idea if you want to have some extra bits of scenery around for what you want to do. Also uses up them sprues as well, which isn't always a bad thing, so a bit of an idea for some use of them if you really wish to. Then on the other page you've got an awesome Wolfguard Terminator, which looks really nice on that big extended kind of bust kind of diorama style base. And you've got an awesome Asteria Soul Bright, when I can learn to speak, which on that mount as well, that looks really cool. It looks very feline, looks quite realistic. It's got some really great tones to it, and I must admit, I really do like the way that model is being painted, as well as some awesome cool models as well, like this Blood Bowl Ogre, which is damn really cool, and those Poxwalkers as well, which look really good and look quite nurgly and everything like that. But on the next page you've got a really nice Arcan the Black model on his steed, on his good old Dread Abyssal, and you've got some really cool Blood Angels Terminators just there, as well as a Warlord as well just there, which is pretty cool. Some really nice looking painted models, which is always really good to see. Going a bit further into the magazine, we've got this awesome section about from Warhammer Age of Sigmar as well, which is kind of going through the 8 realms and kind of showing off some of Troggoths that have been painted, and some award-winning painting advice from the old team there as well. So you've got some awesome Troggoths in this diorama piece with some ghouls going up to attack, and then you got some other bits and pieces as well with the squigs behind, and the loot and the goblins and everything like that as well, which is really cool. So you've got some really nice stuff, nice models to look at. The only ones I'm not keen on is that paint scheme. I don't care for that paint scheme. It looks a bit kind of bland and a bit one-dimensional, but some people do like that type of stuff. That's just my personal preference, but there are some really nice ones just hanging around as well, which is really cool. I do like seeing these models in there as well, so which is always good fun to see. And then the Tome Celestial carrying on with more of the information, so going through things like the Age of Chaos, Sigmar, and the Age of Myth as well, with these Troggoths and everything like that, and Trog herds and everything like that, which is always really good. And as well having a War Scroll Battalion as well, so you can field a unique formation of Glog's Mega Mob on the battlefield as well, which is always really cool. So definitely worth a flick through that, as well as this army showcase, which has this cool amount of Troggoths and everything like that as well, which is always really nice to look at. So, but as I say, I'm not a big fan of this paint scheme, but it does look quite alright. It does work well, in all honesty, if I do say so myself. And if you want to kind of go for that paint scheme, there's a bit of a way of going through it as well, just there for you. So it's not too bad at all. Right, so carrying on with the theme of painting and different ways of painting, there is a section interviewing somebody who has won Slayer Sword a couple of times. So the first Slayer Sword this guy won is in 2010 with that awesome troll there, which is absolutely amazing and very well done, very well modified, and very nicely painted, which is always really cool. As well as the second Slayer Sword won last year for that Troggoth, that Trog boss, which is really nicely done, and it looks kind of very something like out of a Terry Pratchett kind of novel and series and stuff like that, which is really good. And I must admit, I do like it, as well as all these different methods of how it's been painted, how that base was created for it, which is always nice to see, as well as filling it all out and everything like that as well, which is definitely really cool. And the painting process as well, getting all them shades in the right places. Definitely a very interesting piece, this interviewers as well. Some very useful tips that have been kind of layered in there as well, and everything like that. And having all that base is, that base is really cool. I do like that base. It looks very nice and works very well, if I do say so myself. Moving into 40k now, so there's a Flashpoint system, which is the Goblin system. So it's a bit more of a campaign that you can utilise for your 40k if you are a 40k player, which is mainly featuring, of course, the Necrons and your good old bits and pieces as well. So, and how that kind of map, that celestial map works and everything like that, which is really cool. So you can have a lot of your forces and everything like that set up if you really wish to. So you could have your Cadian shock troopers in there, you can have everything like that, and go through all that Flashpoint and how that kind of battle system works and campaign rules for playing through it, which is always really cool. And there's a lot of details about all of it to play through, including weather effects, everything like that as well, that you can have treacherous traits, tectonic effect as well, and different agendas and everything like that that you can have throughout your entire campaign if you are going to go for this Flashpoint, which is, as I say, really quite interesting for 40k. I'm not a 40k player, so I don't get all of it personally, but I can imagine some people absolutely love that type of stuff, and a bit of story as well to go with it that you can utilise if you really wish to, which is pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself. Right then, so sticking with 40k, we've got the Galactic Warzone section, this time focusing on the Forge worlds and everything like that as well. So, and the different kind of armies that are based around these planets and where they live and fight. So it is pretty cool. So you've got some awesome looking models down here. So the Cult of the Rusted Claw from the good old what do you call it, Gene Stealer Cults, that's the one, that look very nicely weathered around on these bikes as well, and around the tyres and the armour pieces, the leg pieces and stuff like that, which is really cool looking. Then you've got some awesome conversions as well on this page. So you've got an awesome conversion of Kurdos Velitian and a Tech Priest for good old Skitari, the Adeptus Mechanicus, which looks really cool, and it's definitely a very nicely done model. Mixing 40k and Age of Sigmar seems to work very well, including with this Arcanaut Ironclad that has been converted with Adeptus Mechanicus pieces as well to convert away into this kind of a hunter-killer robot, essentially, which looks really cool, and is a very well done. And then you've also got a painting Forge World type scenery, so using a thermic plasma regulator and the different methods of painting, including dabbing a piece of sponge onto Rhinox hide and then dabbing the paint off the sponge onto the model itself, which will give it a nice weathered effect, and a dappled effect as well, which looks very nicely done when done right. A bit further back towards the end of the magazine, we've also got the Pale Orc Cometh, which it's very nice to see the Middle Earth battle games actually being kind of put back into the magazine a little bit more. There's some really nice shots, including having good old Thorin Oakenshield going up against the Azog, the Defiler, on the ice as well as having some different dwarves in the background and some orcs fighting, which looks really cool. It looks bloody good. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty cool. You've got some really nice shots as well of Azog the Defiler in different kind of stages and different areas with different orcs as well, and even on a warg as well, which is really cool. This is very nice to see. I think Middle Earth is kind of not given enough focus, considering how cool the models are and how nice they look as well, and how accurate to the films, including The Hobbit, that they are as well, which is always really, really nice, if I do say so myself, as a big Lord of the Rings fan. Then towards the back of the magazine, you've got the Scenes of Battle, which is about the photography side of things like this, including how to photo your Warhammer miniatures and everything like that, and the ways that these bloggers kind of take their photos and get these awesome looking battle style scenes, which can be done very, very well, including a little peek behind how it's done, with all these pieces and the black curtain of course behind it all and everything like that, to make it look very, very nice and stand out, as well as having all these cool little bits of scenery that look very, very nice and very, very well done, especially with the Warhammer Underworld sections as well. They look really, really cool. And yeah, there's some really, really good bits and pieces that using these models up, making them look really cool, including that Tyrannid coming through going up against some Space Marines just there, bursting through what looks like a gate in a building or something like that, and it looks really damn cool. And that Troggoth with some of the Warhammer Underworlds just there as well, which looks really, really nice, and a very atmospheric section, just a photo just down here as well, using different pieces and bits and kits and everything like that, and some very atmospheric lighting to make it look like it is on like a Space Hulk or anything like that, going through with the couple of Terminators as well, and very, very, very nicely done. I must admit, it's very, very nice. It's nice to see these type of photos and to kind of get a glimpse of how they are created, which is always really, really nice as well. But with all of this, it is very, very cool. It gives you an idea of how you could try to take photos of your stuff if you wish to. If you've got the time, if you've got the effort, and you've got the skills to do it, you can make them look awesome like these lot as well, which is definitely worth doing if you want to show them off in a very, very nice fashion. Cool. At the very back end of the magazine, after you go through some 40k fiction, you've got some very, very nice looking models as well from the team behind everything as well. So you've got some very nice Mine Banshees, very nice Guardian of Souls as well, very, very well done. I must admit, I do like them. They look really, really cool. They look very, very ethereal, which is always really, really nice to see, as well as having some other bits and pieces like this Mephiston just in the corner here, and you've got some nice other bits and pieces throughout the magazine, which is always really good to see, including a behind the scenes shot of a couple of people playing good old Warhammer Underworlds online by playing it through a laptop and a webcam, so they can kind of show off what they're doing, and the other person's obviously just mirrored it on their side so you can see what's going on, which is a cool idea. If you're stuck in lockdown and you need to play a game, pick up yourself a copy of like Beastgrave or Diachasm when that comes out, get a friend who's also got it, get your models ready, and you can play against each other, and you can kind of mirror what each other's doing by just talking through a webcam and stuff like that, or Zoom or something like that, which is definitely a cool idea and worth doing if you really wish to. But then into next week, they're going to bring forth Tome Keepers, not Tomb Keepers, which, yeah, going through all of that type of stuff. So it's more 40k kind of orientated. The magazine doesn't go out until towards the back end of November. Should be really, really good. I will, if you want, I will get an issue of it and we'll go through it. We'll have a quick flick through it. I'm not going to deep dive into everything because there's too much going on in the magazine and I don't want to bore you to death. So yeah, we'll keep going with this. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. I will catch you very, very soon, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye now.